What's up, beautiful bosses? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Rosie, and I am your calligraphy biz bestie. And today I have a very special treat for you. I am actually interviewing another case study. Her name is Michelle, and she is the artist behind Juniper Calligraphy. And we actually did our interview back in May of 2022 on IG Live, and has just been an incredible journey for her. At that point, she had only been in the program for about 3 months, and she has had major improvements within her business. She actually went from a full time nurse making about $50 a month on the side, just as, beer money and just to pay for some calligraphy supplies. And since joining the program, she's actually been able to replace her nursing income with her calligraphy business, which is absolutely incredible. Since our interview in May of 2022, she's actually been able to create the newest and hottest course called The Fundamentals of Bottle Painting, where she actually combines the art of engraving with the art of bottle painting to create these amazing heirlooms just for you. And, as a treat, we actually have a super special preview at the end of this video where you can learn how to paint vines on different perfume bottles, and you're going to get an additional $25 off of your lifetime admission to FBP. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. And if this video resonates with you, please tell us in the comments what your biggest takeaway was and how it's inspired you to start your own calligraphy business or even try to go full time as a creative artist. And without further ado, here's Michelle. Hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Rosie, and I am the calligrapher behind Wandercrafter. I'm also the creator and the coach for the Craft Academy, where I give you a step-by-step process on how to take your calligraphy business from frustrated into flourishing with all the templates and pitches, and basically helping you build your business from the ground up so that you are set up for success and you can actually scale your business as it continues to grow. So I'm super excited today because I have Michelle from Juniper Calligraphy. She's based in Oahu, in Hawaii, and she has basically been able to bring engraving and bottle painting to the island of Hawaii, where there's not a lot of artists and a lot of calligraphers who have done this before. And so she's actually been able to essentially pioneer herself and introduce her art into the luxury brand and luxury industry on the island of Oahu. So I'm excited to have her, and I'm excited for her to introduce herself and tell us all of the things. How did you get started, and what's your journey to entrepreneurship?
My name is Michelle, and I'm the owner and creator of Juniper Calligraphy. So just a little bit about me. I have formal training as a registered nurse. So I've been a nurse for about 8 years now. But 4 years ago, I decided to start Juniper Calligraphy. So it's kind of funny because me and my husband were getting married. It was 2017, and I only had 3 months to plan our wedding. So I decided just to go on YouTube and learn how to do it. So I bought a nice pen, watched some YouTube videos, and practice on everyone's invitation. And then after our wedding in January 2018, a lot of my friends and coworkers were asking me to do calligraphy for them. So I said, okay, I'll just make it legit and start a business from it. So I did a bunch of things, worked in weddings, sold some of my items in a store, tried out everything kind of just to see what I like and what I didn't like. But I always knew that I wanted to like do more with my business. So I was still working as a nurse. And then when the pandemic hit, I decided to go back to school and get my master's. So I just graduated in January with my master's degree. And so I had some free time. And I said, okay, I'm going to go full time in my business, and I need help. So that's when I started looking for like help with my business. I did more research, and I found Rosie's Craft Academy. So the Craft Academy has been so amazing for me so far. It's only been like maybe 3 months
Mm-hmm.
since I joined, and so much has happened since then. I, in that short amount of time, I was able to go, I did so much already. I was able to pitch myself to brands. Just being a part of this great Craft Academy community was able to like, I was able to see everyone's success, and just, I wanted to be there too. So we got to lean on each other for that. And I also went viral on TikTok, and
Yes.
increase my income. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
I had to think
So
because so much has happened in 3 months.
I know it's hard to keep track, right? There's just so
I
many
know.
wins,
Yeah.
which is a good problem to have.
Hmm.
So I think what I would really love to talk to you about today is how you essentially were able to take your niche into, turn your niche into a big exploding thing on the small island of Oahu. And you've been able to pitch yourself successfully to multiple luxury brands, and that includes Neiman Marcus, Bottega Veneta, Dior, and Nordstrom. So I'm really excited to kind of tap into that. But first, what was your like life and daily schedule looking like, and what was your income looking like?
So prior to joining, I was still working as a full-time nurse. I would work about 2 to 3 times per week. And then in whatever time that I had left, I would spend like trying to do my business. I wasn't ever really reaching out to brides because I would just wait for them to come and find me. I was also not serious at all. I would travel a lot. And I guess from that, I was making about $50 a month. And I was selling like very small items, maybe like little ornaments, cards. It was very tiny. And
Mhm.
it was sort of like a hobby business for me. And that's kind of how I treated it. So when I made the decision to go full time, I knew I couldn't live off of $50 a month. And
Mhm.
I always knew I wanted to like make good income from it. And then hopefully one day to replace my nursing income. So I found Rosie's Academy, the Craft Academy, and yeah, I talked to a bunch of girls who were in it. They all loved it, and I said, okay, this is like an investment for me and for myself and for my business. And it was, now that I think back on it, that was like one of the best things I ever did for Juniper Calligraphy.
Yeah, and you've only been in the program for about 3 months, and you've been able to grow your business so exponentially. If let's just pretend like you didn't invest in the Craft Academy, how long do you think it would have taken for you to get to this point without, the coaching program, the assistance, and the camaraderie that we have in our community?
That I want to say probably never.
I think you would have eventually gotten there. It just would have taken a lot of twists and turns and ups and downs. And so I think that's kind of where the value of the academy lies, is how much time you're actually going to save and how much more money you're going to make in a short amount of time versus having to figure out pricing, having to figure out all the different templates and the contracts, and just little things in the calligraphy business that not a lot of people realize is essential to your business.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have reached where I am now in 3 months for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah. So what you mentioned, one of your goals for your business was to make a livable wage. What were some of the other goals that you wanted for your business, and what did you want your life to really look like?
So the huge thing is I love when people get excited when they see my artwork. I love dropping it off to them, and when they see
Hmm.
it, it makes them happy. And I have a lot of great reviews from people who say the same thing. So I knew that I wanted to do some sort of event where like I can get in front of people and then just
Hmm.
do there because I can see their reaction right away, and it just makes me feel so happy.
Yeah.
So I didn't ever think that I was going to be doing it in the luxury market, but some sort of event. And then of course just increase my income so that I can like live off of it.
Yeah.
So the goals.
Hmm. Yeah, those sound like really big goals, and I'm really happy that you decided to invest in yourself. I think you have done a phenomenal job because you've taken all of the teachings and actually implemented it into your business and essentially broke into a very, very niche market. So I'm really excited to kind of dive into that portion with you. Um, let's kind of talk about like what your transformation has been. Like, what are some of the wins that you've been able to achieve since joining the Craft Academy?
Ooh. Um, so since joining the Craft Academy, the biggest thing I think would be like just learning how to pitch myself because like I mentioned earlier, I was waiting for brides to come and find me. And now that I know what I wanted to do, which was like do luxury live events,
Hmm.
just learning how to like talk to them because anyone can just send a message like, "Hi, this is what I do," but
Hmm.
there's like a way to do it. Um, and the Craft Academy was able to come in and show me how to do it. Um, well, I mean, like kind of teach you, but then you make it your own after
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
I get over, myself, my fears, and I think, and make it my own.
Yeah. So it sounds like there were some things that you were struggling with in the beginning because you have reached out to people prior to the Craft Academy, prior to utilizing some of our methods. What was the most difficult part about you learning how to pitch and actually pitching yourself?
I was so nervous. Like I always get nervous before I do anything new. And sometimes it could be so bad where I'm like, I'm just gonna give up. Like I can't, I don't even want to deal with it.
Mm.
So before I even got to that point, it was so nice to have the coaching calls with the Craft Academy. So I came on, I told everybody my fears, and we were able to set up, like you guys set up a little role play for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
would talk and like kind of share what I would share to a manager. And at that time, I had written up something that sounded like a robot, like I'm sending an email. And I was talking like an email. And you quickly corrected me. And I was like, thank. I was
It
so
was actually really cute. Only because we know each other super well. We've been meeting, every single week for what, like 2 or 3 months at that point. And you were like reading it like a robot and, hire me because I'm cool. And then we were just like, I had to like hold it together and like, I gotta be professional right now. So we broke it down. We took all the words that you said and turned it into a human essentially. And I think later that day, you ended up pitching to Nordstrom, right?
Oh yeah, and then I took that, yeah, whatever you had said. I actually drove into town after, and I
Mm-hmm.
just had a conversation with them. It wasn't even like I wasn't scared at all because he was like the sweetest manager ever. So it
Mm-hmm.
was very easy to him, and like I'm so thankful I didn't go there and like read off a paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like one of the biggest things that Craft Academy had done for me. Like I could have like yeah, I don't even know what I would have done. You guys quickly corrected that and
Mm-hmm.
it helped. So that part, and then sending follow-up emails. I didn't even know you were supposed to do that. You guys had taught me how to do a brand deck or a
Mm-hmm.
portfolio that looks like a mini PowerPoint with just with all of my information and
Mm-hmm.
pitch. So they really like that too.
Yeah, good. So everything that we teach within the Craft Academy are all things that I have tried myself and have done it successfully. So I was able to basically take a couple of years of experience in pitching myself and selling myself to multiple brands and essentially turned it into the presentation that is now on the Craft Academy. And, that includes all the brand deck templates, contract templates, email templates, and even an elevator pitch template. And then on top of that, we do the role playing in our coaching calls just to ensure that you are feeling really comfortable and that you come out really confident and you know exactly what you're going to say and what you're going to do in answers to all the questions that they might ask you. So, I really think that most of our value does come from that because it's an interactive experience. It's not just like, here's a book to read and you got to go apply it yourself. It's more like, okay, this is the coach. This is a person who's been for a while in the industry. So, everything that I teach is from experience and it's from real life experience, not just theoretical from a book. So, you were able to take it and essentially like you took bottle painting, which had never been done on the island before. You pitched that and you were able to work at Neiman Marcus a couple of weeks ago. So that is just absolutely incredible because you took everything and you ran with it and you revamped your website, you like did all the stuff. And so I think that speaks to your drive and your motivation. And it is really showing now because people are starting to hire you for Mother's Day. And so that's just incredible.
You. Yeah, I know. I really put all my trust into the academy because before I
Mm-hmm.
even joined, that this was like what you have done and it works. So I was like, okay, if she can do it, then there's like some hope for me. And then I was like, put all my trust into this and just go for it. So
Mm-hmm.
everything that you recommended, of course, like I really did work hard. You don't feed us
Right.
information. You tell
Hmm.
what's possible. You show us like how to do it, but then after that, I take it into my own. And like you said, I've like did it all around bottle painting.
Hmm.
Yours engraving. So it's kind of like neat to see like how we can use the same sort of information, but like turn it into what we want to do. So,
Hmm.
I'm really happy that I was able to turn painting into like a live event kind of
Yeah.
art.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
thought
and
I
I
would.
think it looks amazing. Like you taught us at our retreat, and that was honestly so much fun. So I'm excited for your future because you are also coming out with a bottle painting course specifically for live event calligraphers, which I think is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So if you're not following Michelle already, definitely go and follow her, Juniper Calligraphy. So you will be the first to know if, once she actually comes out with the course, and I think it's going to be amazing, like absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Cool. So another thing I wanted to kind of touch on is the fact that you are on an island and there's, like three or four calligraphers on the island of Oahu that we know of. I'm sure there's more and more coming out every single day. Did you ever feel like you had that small town mentality and that um, you were limited by the amount of people that were on the island?
Oh yeah, I grew up with that. I grew up here, lived here my whole life, and the way that we were taught is it's like not what you know, but who you know. So that's how people would get jobs or people would get like these cool gigs. Like you had to know somebody, like someone's
Mm-hmm.
cousin's friend's nephew, brother knows this person. That's just how it went. So that's what I thought my
Mm-hmm.
whole entire life. And that was also one of the concerns that I brought up with you before I even joined Craft Academy. I said, this island's small, there's competition, not, I mean, how am I going to get a job? And I remember you told that, to be the pioneer, you're going to be the first one to do all of this kind of stuff. So you can just go in with a fresh palette and start something new. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe you at first, but after going through the whole academy, going through modules and like just talking to you guys really motivated me. And like, I thought, okay, if you guys can do it, then I can. And with your help and the community that we're in, I was able to like get over my self-limiting beliefs and
Mm-hmm.
just go for it. And now that I'm in it, I see there is like an abundance of work and I can see that now. And it was all myself telling me that I couldn't do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to get over that part.
Yeah. Do you if there was a calligrapher who lived in a really small town, let's just say in like rural Alaska, for example, and they reached out and asked you like, do you have any advice for someone who lives in such a small town that where there might not be a need for calligraphers, what would you say to them?
You can create your own opportunities. Like that's so cool. Like maybe it doesn't have to be with a luxury store like Neiman Marcus, but
Mm-hmm.
like like a small town kind of thing. There's like always weddings. They were saying that live calligraphy is starting to become popular at weddings. I didn't even
Mm-hmm.
know, but I mean, you can make anything happen. I never thought that I could do bottle painting because I don't know anyone else who's doing live event bottle painting. I know it's happening, but just not around here. No one in the Craft Academy does it. And I
Mm-hmm.
follow a lot of calligraphers too. Everyone's doing like engraving or calligraphy. I thought I was going to be an engraver too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, you can create your own. Like
Yeah.
using the teachings that you have in your Craft Academy, you can create something with it.
Mm-hmm. I think what the key takeaway here is that you end up kind of holding yourself back a lot of the times. There's so many things that you can do to convince yourself not to do something. It could be like, oh, like they already have a calligrapher that they always use. Maybe they don't need me, or there's just so many other calligraphers out there. Why would they choose me? It all comes down to your own self limiting beliefs and building up the courage to create the opportunities that you absolutely want for yourself. And, your life doesn't get built just because you are dreaming of it. Your life gets built because you're doing things to build it. And so I think you are a really good example of that, and a really good demonstration of the potential that you have if you just simply believe in yourself.
Oh, you, yeah. I mean, I've been painting for a while. I love it. It's so I'm like, I shocked myself. I didn't even think it would be possible
Yeah.
to do
Hmm.
all this. But yeah, I'm really thankful for all the opportunities that have come by so far.
Yeah. And another thing is that, just because you haven't seen it done doesn't mean that it's not possible. So, just because there's no calligraphers in the Craft Academy that do bottle painting doesn't mean that that's not a possibility to turn into a live event. You can literally turn any kind of artwork into a live event. So, we have people who are doing watercolor, people who do bottle painting, engraving, painting with paint pens. Like, you can literally do anything as long as it keeps the audience engaged and wants to, that you can like help the company sell things. And so that's what it ends up coming down to, right? Is like, how can you serve the company? Not like, oh, this is what I do, like, don't you love me? It's like, no, what can my skills do for your company? And that's really where it comes down to for pitching, and being able to package it into a 30-second pitch where you can't say no. And that's really what we do within the Craft Academy, and we literally give you all the templates that you need so that you are set up for success. So
Totally, yeah.
yeah, cool. So I guess let's update to now. Like, what does your life kind of look like right now? How does your business look like?
Oh my gosh, I feel like there's a lot I need to work on, but I'm like, I take a look at my successes and I have like a list of what I'm thankful for. So I add that in every single day. I take like one
Oh,
thing and I there. So I keep track of it and I'm like so happy of the progress that I made in the last 3 months. Like I feel like the Craft Academy has just changed my whole entire business. I feel like I have a new business now.
yeah.
Like it's I love painting on perfume bottles, so I've been doing that more. I've also like had a bunch of orders for that. Um, I still try to, I still do pitching. I reach out to brands since Mother's Day is coming up. And also, I'm getting more ideas to work on the bottle painting course. So I feel like
Mhm.
I'm going on, but overall, I'm like so happy with the way that my
Yeah.
business is going. I've I know that this, like, if I just keep going with it, keep doing like bottle painting, live events, I think I could like turn it into something a lot more. I mean, there's still a lot to be done, obviously.
Sure, yeah. I don't feel like your business ever stops growing.
Yeah,
That's
so
like the beauty of being an entrepreneur, though. It's like you can consistently keep dreaming, and as long as it works with your brand and the way that you want your aesthetic to be.
mhm,
And at the end of the day, this is your business. You're growing it because you're passionate about it, and you're creating those opportunities for yourself. So
totally. Yeah, I know. I told myself I wasn't going to work so much, and now I work like 7 days a week.
me, the like, oh, I quit pharmacy so that I don't have to work every
Yeah.
other weekend, but now I work every single weekend.
Yes.
So
So I love it. Like I go to sleep thinking about what I'm going to do, and then I wake up early and I'm like, I'm going to do it. And then I forget, like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to like take care of my dog and like take care
yeah.
of that. I'm like, okay, I need to slow down a little bit. It's like so happy, and I just love being in the Craft Academy. Like every time I
Yeah.
calls with you guys have like something new, and someone's doing this, and it's really inspiring to see everyone's success. And I've been so thankful so far. That's why I had to start a thankful booklet for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. That's amazing. If you had to give a piece of advice to a calligrapher who is either just starting out or has been in the business for a little while, what would you tell them?
Ooh, um, I think I don't know. First, find out like what you like to do, um, whether it's calligraphy or painting. Um, find out like what you're passionate about, and then from there you can figure out like who your market is. Who would you want to be doing this for? Who would you want to be selling it to? And I
Mhm.
think it's a turning point because for me, I didn't have that. I tried every single thing. I didn't know who I was selling to. There was no clear
Mhm.
path of what I wanted to do with my business. I even sold stickers because I
Yeah.
really know. So I think once you have a clear vision of like where you want it to go, how you want it to be done, I think from there you can everything else starts to fall into place.
Yeah,
And I
I
think
love that. I still remember you sending over that niche down spreadsheet to kind of go over, and you had so many things on there. It even had like foraging leaves for like weddings. So I think we've definitely made strides now. You're working in the luxury industry, working for multiple, notable brands. And would you mind just sharing like what just a ballpark of like what your income looks like these days?
okay, so now that I've been like doing more bottle painting and more live events, my income is about like I still do some months are not as good, like when the
Sure. Yeah.
no on, but I probably say around like 2 to 3 thousand now per month, and that's
Okay.
like change from
Yeah.
you know, years a month. So it's getting there.
Yeah. $50 to $2,000 in a matter of 3 months, which to me sounds absolutely incredible. And, that obviously, like, there's a lot of seasonality with our industry, being, specializing in live events. We are kind of focused, kind of depends on the retail holidays, and that's absolutely normal. Um, but what we are working on now is creating that online course so that your income continues to stay level, if not increase, during those like off months. So I think we are in, we're on a really good path together so that you can really create that consistent cash flow and create the life that you truly want and truly deserve. So I'm super proud of you. All the other Craft Academy girls are also here. They're super proud of you. So, if you are a calligrapher who is looking to up level your business, or if you are a beginner calligrapher who would like to start with a really good foundation for your business, definitely send me a DM. You can also send Michelle a DM and ask her, what her experiences are. You can even dive into a little bit more detail, and just book a call with me because I love meeting new calligraphers and I love meeting people in our industry and sharing my knowledge. Like, this is kind of where my passion is. This is what, at the end of the day, this is what makes me happy when I go to sleep and happy when I wake up. So like, I'm fully committed to my students. I give everything. I don't gatekeep it all. So if you are interested in transforming your business, definitely send me a DM. Let's book a call and let's figure out and see how we can transform your business.
Yes, yes, I love that.
Yay.
Everyone.
Cool. Well, any parting advice, Michelle?
Um, yeah, like what you said. I mean, if you feel like you're stuck in your business, like, or you feel like you need a change, I think it's a great way to figure out what you need through the Craft Academy, whether it just be like talking to someone or, especially talking to you. Like when I was like, crap, I was like, "No, this is all my problems, like help me." And and it was so nice I love that. And like the community that we have, it's amazing. So I think, yeah, just if you know you want to make a change, go for it. Like find out the information and see what there is out there. There's a lot of resources, but we have a great community here, and you'll be uplifted by 40 something other girls. So I am so thankful for that.
Yeah, and we're thankful for you because you are inspiring to all of us and you are just amazing. You're everything that you've done so far for your business, for the academy, it speaks volumes to who you are and what you can do for not only your clients but for your friends and your family as well. And now you're starting to get to that financial independence where you're not entirely dependent on someone else or from your, nursing career. You are actually focusing on yourself and your business, and the success is just just a little sneak peek of like where your business can really go, and this is just the beginning for you. So
Totally. We'll have to check back again on this.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where you go. And for anyone else who is looking to find out more information, definitely feel free to send us a DM. You can send it to me or to Michelle. And this will be on the replay as well, so you can watch it as many times as you want. All right. Thank you so much, Michelle. It was a
Thank you,
pleasure
Rose.
having you on here. So I hope this interview was as inspiring for you as it was for me. And it's just been such a joy being able to watch her progress and be a part of her entrepreneurial growth. And, this is just one example of how the Craft Academy has been able to combine your passion and your niche into one beautiful, cohesive brand that is truly authentic to you. If you actually want the Niche Down to Blow Up worksheet for free, straight to your inbox, all you have to do is sign up for my mailing list. And if you felt like Michelle's transformation really resonated with you and that's a journey that you want to go on as well, all you have to do is book a discovery call with me, and let's check out the Craft Academy. Let's see if we're a good fit for each other. And of course, your treat for sticking around this long is to actually get a special sneak peek to FBP into Michelle's course, where she's actually developed a one swipe technique so that you can actually paint your bottle in less than 10 minutes directly in front of a customer. So without further ado, here's the tutorial.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle from the Fundamentals of Bottle Painting course. Today I'm going to show you how to create vines on a glass surface in under 5 minutes. This design is very minimalistic, it's unisex, and fairly easy to do. So stick with me and I will take you through a step-by-step process and how you can do this too. So let's get to it. So there was this one time a grandma told me that flowers are not for boys. And basically she did not want me to paint her bottle that she bought for her grandson, which is totally fine. But this is why I have created a simple vine. So I have this beautiful bottle here. This is an actual commission piece. When I receive a bottle, I just like to take off the top, smell it. When I do that, I notice that this one is very manly, and because this is a guy design, I feel like we can't really do much here since we've been painting flowers the whole time. But it really just depends on the person. Luckily, this is my friend's bottle who said I can have full creative freedom, but I still want to keep it manly. So this bottle was actually very oily, and I noticed that as soon as I pulled it out. So I'm just wiping it down with alcohol before I start painting on it. So to do this vine, I'm just going to use 3 colors, which is the tan, light green, and dark green. I have my colors here, but I'm also assessing the bottle. This is kind of a weird one because the label just goes right through the middle. I don't really want to touch it. So I'm going to make vines on just the glass pieces, and I'm starting at the top of the bottle and then just bringing it all the way to the bottom. So it's just one branch. Now I have my round brush 2-0. I dipped it into tan, so I'm just creating the actual branch that starts from the top and goes down to the bottom. And I'm making the edges a little bit darker. There we go, now we got our base. Okay, so now we're gonna start creating the leaves. I'm grabbing my flat brush and I'm dipping it into the light green and the dark green, blending it out. And because I want my leaves to fall downwards, I'm going to flip the bottle. So the top part is facing me and the bottom is facing outwards. Now to create the leaves, I'm going to start with the flat edge up against the stem, press down, and slowly move my brush outwards in like a curvy movement. So it's a thick base with a thin tail. And I do this on both sides, right and left of the vine base that we just created. keep doing this all the way till I get to the bottom, right about here. And I noticed that some of my leaves are really see-through. If that's the case, then I'll just go and grab a little bit more green, dark green, and then add it to the light colored areas. Okay, so if you have more time, you can create more vines. You can probably wrap around the bottle, make more on the right or the left, pretty much just add more to it. And that is pretty much it for the masculine design. So if a grandma ever tells you that flowers are not for boys, you can say that you'll paint a vine instead. All right, happy painting!